And just like that, season 3. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk, and just like that, the Sex and the City reboot. This is season 3, episode 1, Outlook Good. Ugh, ugh, I, this. This episode was kind of all over the place. It was very choppy. Um, the storylines were very WTF, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. If you are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then leave all your comments down below. How did you feel about the episode? Are you excited for the season? All that type of stuff, okay? I have a goal of 40,000 subs that I want to hit by the end of summer. So, if you guys have not yet subscribed, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. All right. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So one notable thing is that, or I guess two notable things, Che is not coming back. That character is, I feel like we don't need that particular character back. Now, Shay didn't bother me whatsoever, but I understand it being time, okay? And then the professor that I believe that Miranda was living with, remember her professor when she went back to school? I don't think she's back on the show either. But I think that her storyline has kind of run its course as well, okay? So it starts off with Carrie. We see Carrie is writing, filling out a postcard, and she's gonna send it to Aiden. She has a heart on it, and it just reminded me of when he told her 5 years 5 years, 5 years was going to come and go very quickly. I said, girl, Carrie is too old to be waiting on somebody for 5 years. While I did like Aiden during Sex in the City, it feels like he's just playing with her. That's my opinion, okay? So we see Carrie is leaving her house and she goes and meets up with Miranda and Charlotte, and they are at a gay and or I guess a lesbian bar to help Miranda find a lady. Miranda says she's tired of coming here by herself and leaving solo. Miranda, you're very uptight, okay? Very uptight, so I can see that. So we find out that Carrie and Aiden send blank postcards to each other back and forth. Now, they said that they're not going to communicate with one another, but they want to send these blank postcards. Carrie, I don't want to be mad at you this whole season, baby. I promise I don't, but this is I know Carrie thinks it's romantic or she's trying to force herself to think it's romantic. It's not. This man told you to wait 5 years. Then on top of that, he doesn't want to have any communication. That's not weird to you. So Carrie wants to think about it as if her relationship is just on back order. She said that she has waited, what, 5 or 6 months for some type of fabric that was on back order. So she's willing to wait 5 years for her relationship, baby. If you like it, I love it. Okay. So there was a woman that was waving at Miranda in the bar, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's waving at you." Miranda tells Charlotte, "If I recall, the last woman came over here for you." Okay. So Carrie and Charlotte are like, "We're gonna leave, figure it out." So Miranda approaches the woman. Come to find out, y'all, this lady is Brady's old babysitter, and she just wanted to say hi. So y'all know Miranda is not used to being out, okay, in every possible every possible use of the word. So she awkwardly tells the woman that she is a lesbian now and that she's no longer with her husband and all this type of stuff. And it's just in time for the girl to tell her, "Oh, my girlfriend is coming in right now. I just wanted to say hi. Enjoy your drink." And Miranda once again blurts out that she's in the program, so no drinks for her. Miranda, get it together. Get it together, girl. This is not gonna fly. We pan over to Sema. See, I know Sema is still dating Ravi. Ravi is over in Egypt working on that movie. So Sema is sleep in bed. She receives the FaceTime call. She wakes up. She thinks it's Ravi, is his assistant, letting Sema know, "Hey, girl, he's a little busy, he's gonna be late, he'll call you back. For whatever reason, Sema lights a cigarette and then falls back asleep, and then her mattress and her hair catch on fire. So she ends up having to cut her hair. So back over at the bar, Miranda is linking up with a woman named Mary. So the situation with Mary, played by Rosie O'Donnell. Okay. So it's the end of the night. It's probably getting ready to be bar called, and we hear a woman walking out of the bar, or we see a woman walking out of the bar saying that, oh, hey, it's nothing but weird people in here. So it's Miranda and this woman, Mary. Mary tells Miranda that she's pretty and was like, "You're not weird. I don't think you're weird either." So they go back to her hotel room and do the do. Okay. The next morning, Mary is telling Miranda how amazing she was, how much she loves this, and how she always pictured her first time being like this. Her first time. So Miranda was like, "Oh, your first time with a woman?" No, baby, Mary was a virgin. I said Miranda. So come to find out, Mary is a nun. I said, Lord have mercy. Okay. Mary, baby, you know you're not a nun no more, right? Isn't that how that works? So we panned over to Lisa, and we love Lisa, played by the amazing Nicole Ari Parker. She's so fabulous on this show. I don't know why she doesn't get more screen time. I get it, she's not a main character, but I'm more invested in her story, in her life story, because I feel like she has more going on than just having like the perfect life and being rich. You know what I mean? So she's waking up super early because she wants to go work on her PBS documentary. So remember, she's doing this documentary on 10 notable unsung Black women in history. So she's, going to be pitching to PBS. So we then see her out with Charlotte, and Charlotte is walking her dog, Mr. Burton, and he's like a little bulldog or something like that. So we see this woman run up on Charlotte and said that Charlotte's dog, Mr. Burton, was off leash and attacked her dog. And Charlotte was like, "My dog is never off leash, baby. We don't do that over here." So this woman is frantic and screaming that Charlotte needs to pay for an MRI because her dog done messed up his back because Mr. Burton ran up on him. Charlotte is devastated by this news, and that is Charlotte's storyline for the entire episode. Blew me. Blew me. We've seen some growth in Charlotte the past 2 seasons where she's not as much of a helicopter mom. She's not as frantic, still frantic, but not as frantic. She's not as anxious. Remember, she went back to work and she was killing it at the art gallery. So for them to reduce her to this storyline, the first episode, that was lame. So we see Sema and Carrie, they're out walking, and Sema's telling Carrie that she called Ravi and demanded, sort of, that he come back to New York so she can see him in person. Carrie is like, "Demanded, huh? Okay." So Sema's like, "I don't know what it's like to not need proof that somebody loves you. What is that like?" Carrie claims that she knows how Aiden feels about her now. Now, she's very sure in herself, very secure, so she does not need, I guess, the proof or to hear Aiden verbally say, "I love you," or to be with her, all of that type of stuff. She said, now back in the day, when it was Aiden or Mr. Big, that's when it was a mess. Carrie, your life is still a mess. Truth be told, okay? We cut back over to Lisa, and she is pitching her 10 women, her 10 unsung Black women, and everybody's loving the presentation. She gets a call from Herbert. Now, we know Herbert, aka he will always be George Washington to me from Hamilton, but we know that Herbert doesn't really respect his wife's time. He does, but he doesn't, okay? And I think it's for so long, she might have propped him up to a place where she's always put him before herself. And so they have this like struggle dynamic, but he calls her and it's like, "Am I cool?" And I was with her. "What the fuck are you calling me for? I am in the middle of a presentation." So he wants to be cool, but he's running for city controller. So it's not a cool job. So she goes back into the room, and the women are like, "We love the presentation, but we kind of want you to swap it out for Michelle Obama." She was like, "Michelle is not unsung. Michelle is not unsung." But they think it would be great to incorporate Michelle. And she's like, "I don't know Michelle." If I recall in the trailer for this season, Shayla's gonna pop up, the forever first lady, my forever first lady, is gonna pop up on the show. So, okay, okay. We go over to Carrie. So, Carrie, she's in this fabulous new apartment. I forgot where she lives. Y'all let me know. Is it Gramercy? Yeah, no, I'm not in New York, but I think she's in Gramercy Park or something like that. It looks gorgeous from the outside. It's beautiful inside, but she has this huge place because she planned on living there with Aiden, and she's in this huge place by herself, and her alarm keeps saying that her front door, her kitchen door, is open. And apparently, it's some type of sensor that just keeps getting set off where she then has to call the alarm company and they send out police officers, all that type of stuff. So she's running through the house on the phone in socks on these hardwood floors. And of course, she ends up slipping and falling. So she calls Miranda to let her know she fell, I've fallen, and I can't get up. So Miranda comes over and makes sure she's good. And she's like, it's just my hand. We're good, whatever. Miranda tells her she has sex with a nun. And Carrie said, you have deflowered the Virgin Mary. All right. So we then see Carrie goes to meet up with Charlotte's daughters, Lily and Rock, and then Anthony and Anthony's boyfriend at the ballet. So prior to this scene, we had a scene where Charlotte was at home with her husband and the kids, and she's freaking out about Mr. Burton being told, Mr. Burton apparently, allegedly, getting off leash and like running up on this other dog. So she's talking about the dog walker and how can we trust the dog walker? Like, how do we know that he's not out there being a little too cash with Mr. Burton? So we see that her daughters, who, have very, very different personalities, are kind of going back and forth. But Lily wants Charlotte and Aunt Carrie and Uncle Anthony to come with her to the ballet because there's a guy there that she likes, okay? So Charlotte can't make it because she's looking for a new doggy daycare because she apparently probably questioned her dog walker who said, if you don't trust me to do right by your dog, then I'm not going to walk your dog for you. Okay. So we see Charlotte go to a doggy daycare, and old girl that is accusing Mr. Burton of, tearing up everybody's dog or whatever has been trashing Mr. Burton on social media. So she can't go to the doggy daycare. It's a pointless scene. It's a pointless story arc, but whatever. So Carrie is explaining the Aiden situation to Anthony, and it doesn't make sense. And Carrie knows it doesn't make sense. And we know Anthony. Anthony is very Anthony, and he was like, "This is not your business. If he has family issues, that's something that you." Have to deal with. That shouldn't be something. I mean, that's something that he has to deal with. That shouldn't be something that you're suffering the brunt of. I agree. Okay, I agree. So you can tell that Carrie's mad, but she's mad because she knows it's the truth. So she walks off, and Anthony's boyfriend is like, "Stop being very you. Like you don't always have to say something. There has to be some tact in how you there has to be some tact in how you approach things with other people. You can see that Carrie wasn't giving you back what you wanted her to give back. If like you have to know how to handle people. You have to know how to talk to people. And we know that Anthony is okay, and he doesn't necessarily. But we do an important part is that Carrie does tell Anthony's boyfriend that she has not written or even opened her laptop in weeks. She just hasn't been, I guess, inspired. Okay. So hopefully, Anthony thinks about this because he knows that he came in a little strong. Came in a little strong with Carrie. So now he's kind of worried that, she ain't gonna rock with him like that no more. So later that night, I thought this was a flashback, but this was real, present day. We see Carrie is in bed and Aiden calls her, and he's drunk, he's tipsy, and he's after his third beer, and now he wanted to talk to her to let her know that he missed her. He said he aches for her. I said, not he aches, baby, but he aches for her. So they try to have phone sex, and Aiden ends up hitting his knee on the horn, scares himself, and kills the mood. Okay. So Clary is clearly turned off, but Aiden keeps going and he finishes, and Carrie fakes it. And I'm like, Carrie, this man is calling you in the middle of the night while hiding in his car because he is drunk. Is that the type of relationship you really want to have in your 50s? They're in their 50s, mid to late 50s. Is that the relationship that you really, really want, Carrie? Like, seriously? So Miranda is still getting text from Mary. Mary want to meet up at the M&M store. Mary wants to meet up at all these different like all these different like touristy type things. And like Miranda is a real New Yorker. She not going to that shit. She not meeting you at the M&M store in Times Square. She's not doing it. So we have Sema. Ravi does come back to New York to Ravi to see her. And I'm like, they're cute together, but he's not really all in. And it's because he's so consumed in his work. So he tells her, look, I made lunch reservations for us, but I do have to just do one itty bitty tiny little bitty work thing first. And she's like, cool. So they get dressed to the nines and they go out and they end up getting into a van with the rest of his crew to scout pier locations, okay, for his movie. So they end up missing lunch because he can't find a location that he likes. And he tells Seema, I'll move our lunch reservation to dinner. There are sandwiches in the cooler. I said, does this woman look like she eats sandwiches out the cooler? Girl, bye. And so when she calls Carrie, I thought she was going to tell Carrie, come get me so I can go home. So Charlotte's dog gets a hold of Lisa's collector's item doll that Lisa's daughter had left out the night before. So we did get a scene with Lisa and her family, and her when Lisa was making dinner, her daughter had this like limited edition collector's item doll sitting on the counter, and Lisa was like, "Get the doll out of the food while we're cooking." And so Mr. Burton said, "This smell like food." So and he wasn't. I mean, he was a dog that saw a doll. Like shit, that's what they do. So now Charlotte is starting to question if Mr. Burton really was on that type of time. So we then see Charlotte walking Mr. Burton with I think she was by herself, to be honest. And she sees the lady that is accusing Mr. Burton of running up on her dog. So Charlotte is like, look, I'm going to offer to pay your MRI bill. So the lady is taking off her glasses and she's like, I can't see anything without my glasses. So she has her glasses off, okay? While she is trying to rummage through her purse, the real dog that has been running up off leash up on her dog comes running over and the lady starts screaming, your dog is off leash again. And Charlotte is like, my dog is on leash. And Mr. Burton is the sweetheart and he is just standing there like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. So come to find out that the lady was not seeing the dogs clearly. And now Charlotte wants her to stop trashing Mr. Burton all over social media. Charlotte better have a storyline by next episode. I'm going to tell you that. I'm gonna tell y'all that. So we then see Sema. They are still out scouting locations, and now it is evening. The sun is setting. He finds a beautiful location, and Sema is like, "Great, this is great for the end of your movie. This is also the end of us." And Sema's like, "You lost track of me. You didn't even remember why my hair was shorter. It was shorter because I burnt up the mattress in my hair, waiting on you to call." So Ravi doesn't really seem that bothered by it, but I hope Seema finds somebody local, local that is gonna rock with her. So Herbert is having a party at the Red Rooster that Lisa had to throw and put together because for whatever reason Herbert's campaign manager Chauncey didn't do. I didn't quite understand this. Why is Lisa planning this? Chauncey, ain't this your job to delegate stuff like this? But whatever. So the girls are all there, and Carrie is telling the ladies how she had phone sex with Aiden, but she stopped halfway through because her little kitten Shu was watching. And everybody is like, we've all faked it before. And Carrie said, this is the most honest part of our relationship. I've never faked it with him, okay? So we then see Herbert, because y'all know George Washington from Hamilton. Herbert is singing with his old college a cappella group. They up there singing New Edition and Mint Condition and all this type of stuff. And I mean, it's getting a good response, a good reaction. And Anthony apologizes to Carrie for overstepping. And she's like, it's fine. I was mad. And just like that, I'm not, okay? So Chauncey then tells Lisa that this whole Glee Club situation is not cool. Why didn't you run this by me? And that was with Lisa. For one, don't come call me and make me have to do things for you every time something goes wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a part of the campaign team. So he then lets it slip that this is how we didn't do things like this in the White House. And she said, whose house? What White House did you work on? So that's going to be her link, hopefully, to Michelle Obama. Okay. So Miranda gets a text from Mary about the M&M store. So she goes to Times Square to meet her, and Mary gives her some customized M&Ms because Mary, Miranda, M&M. I said, jeez. So she asks Miranda to spend the night with her again, and Miranda lets her down. And it's like, I don't want you to like give up anything for me or whatever. And what's her face? Mary said, "Oh well, baby, I'm married to Jesus." I just like you've deflowered yourself though. Mary, are you really still a nun? How does that work, y'all? So next thing you know, Mary starts singing to Miranda in the middle of Times Square. Miranda, have you a better storyline? Next episode. So we then see Carrie. Final scene. Carrie calls Aiden to let him know that, she faked phone sex. She wasn't really all in with him, but she wants to have phone sex again, and she's ready. And she's telling him to touch himself and all that type of stuff. But Aiden is in bed with his son who had a rough night. So he's like, I can't do this right now. So Carrie hangs up the phone. Of course, her alarm goes off. So she go running through her house once again to turn the alarm off. And that now inspires her to write. Carrie, Carrie, this ain't it. I'm telling you now, this is not it. I don't want to watch a full season of Carrie pining over Aiden. Because one, you could have been with Aiden. You could have already. But I don't want to see a full season of Carrie pining over Aiden and this man, like, basically breadcrumbing her. He only called you because he was drunk the other night, Carrie. Only because he was drunk. But let me know what you guys thought about this premiere episode for season 3. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.